before we get started, just want to tell everybody we appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe and share our channel and just, grow with us as we continue to grow in this new space, in this podcast. And we try to just uplift everybody that we come in contact with because it's time to heal. So that's pretty much what we trying to do over here. We trying to heal. We trying to learn different things about us just to make the right decisions and just grow and continue to learn. First question I think I want to ask you was, how do you think, talk about how it was going into high school and now dealing with the young ladies now in high school. Tell us how that transition was moving from middle school, where it's pretty much, just still kind of getting out of them adolescent years, going into the young teenage years. How was that?
Well, let me tell you, it was definitely different because, moving from middle school to high school, it's a lot more people. So, in middle school, I was like, I feel like I was still more shy and whatnot. I was just still figuring out who I was, and even when going to high school, I still was. But the biggest change from then and going into high school was I started to talk to a lot more females, a lot more women, and a lot of them started seeing me more. I feel like than it was in middle school, because it's a lot more people. So it definitely, I guess, played a big part in changing who I was, because seeing that a lot of women were noticing me or just starting to talk to different women was definitely a learning experience.
So you was more, would you say you became a little more sociable?
Yeah, definitely, because you can't be scary and try to get, you could, but it's a lot more harder to try to talk to females when you acting a little standoffish. So with my first girlfriend, I had to ask her out and whatnot. That was in ninth grade, that was my first time. So it was like a learning experience, and it just helped me, I would say, get more into being social with other people and different women as well.
Yeah, experience is definitely the best teacher. So how was that encounter? How was it being in high school? I'm getting a little more responsibility as far as with, we ain't just going down the hallway. It's pretty big. I gotta pretty much be disciplined and do the right thing. So how was it having a girlfriend and having more responsibility transitioning into a freshman in high school?
Well, my first girlfriend that I had in high school, it did not last long. It was only 2 weeks, but
Wow.
Yeah, because she was cute and all, and she had some beautiful eyes, and I fell for that.
Yeah.
And when I asked her out, but I didn't really know too much about her. And while getting to know her, I realized that she was not the one for me, because she may be a little too friendly back then, but that's just how I felt.
Yeah.
But then my next girlfriend is really what
So your
changed.
next girlfriend, were you still a freshman or was you now a sophomore? Now, how was this?
I think I was a sophomore, and the girl I was messing with was a grade older.
So you was a
junior.
sophomore and you had a junior.
Yeah, and she was a junior. And,
Okay.
No, yeah, it had happened. I knew one of her friends. Me and my exes, we had a mutual friend, but we didn't know each other at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So she had told a friend that we both have that she had liked how I was looking. I think it was at lunch or something.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, she told me. I texted her, and then from there we was together. And the craziest thing about that situation was that she was a grade older, and she had to be one of the baddest girls in the high school. And I'm not just saying this because of my opinion. When we started dating, it was school news. Everybody was talking about it. I'm talking 2 weeks straight. It was constant. Ronnie, that's your girl? That's you? Y'all talking? Ain't no way that's a girl. Bro, Ronnie, you did your thing with that one. This, that, and other. That lasted for 2 weeks. And at first, it felt good. I'm oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's me. Yeah, it's just. But then after going into week 2, it's God dang, I steady saying the same thing. And it's starting to mess up the relationship. So But I started a messing relationship, and eventually we stopped dating. It was like we dated for like maybe a month or two, but it definitely played a part in us deciding not to stop talking. But it was the experience was
There's a lot of hating going on.
yeah, it was definitely a lot of undercover hating going on.
Niggas congratulating you in your face and hating on you behind your back.
Yeah, ain't no way he put that. You know that's going on. I'm already knowing, but you know I really didn't care. But that just shows you how going from middle school and then going to high school and everybody talking about the situation. So it definitely gave me it played a part in a lot of people knowing who I was too. So yeah.
Being around even more people than you were when you was in middle school, did you see people coming from different homes where, basically, did you see a lot of guys, young men, trying to be something that they weren't, like trying to be street guys, trying to do things that they heard on music or on TV when they really come from a better home than that? Was that a lot of that going on?
See, yeah, when I was in high school, it wasn't as common, but it was still a good enough amount of people trying to act like they could. And I used to think they was from, like, I used to think like Sandy Creek and Flat Rock. I thought that was the hood back then. But then one of my friends recently drove me around over there, and I seen all the big houses. I'm like, wait, hold on. So this whole time, everybody think all these people hard, they come to the street, and this is the area they live in. I'm like, whoa, no, because I know what Alton look like. I know what their hood really look like, and how people living out there. And this compared to that is on two completely different levels. So it was a lot of people that I didn't know that was acting like from that they was from that type of stuff. But then I only recently found out they wasn't. But I've heard. Shoot, I know my high school experience wasn't too crazy when it came to like gangsters and all that, but I've heard recently like all these youngins is really out here trying to like with guns, and they not like we used to fight back then, like we used to wet our fists and all that. Yeah. They trying to pull out guns and jumping people and all that. Like I just recently see something on Twitter was some kids trying to jump on Cam Newton. I said, wait, what? At a football event, like what are y'all doing? At
a football
yes,
camp.
And then Cam Newton go over here dragging them, like he got one in the head like and dragging the other. I said, dang, how you jumping at him and you still losing? Like it's just crazy how more violent or aggressive or the kids are, but I don't even think it's because like the hood and whatnot. I feel like it's more like what they listening to, and some of them scary, and that's why they got the guns, because they're not trying to do no fighting, because they know they try to do that fighting, it's raps. They gonna get beat. Because I feel like they don't really see the pain side of things, and I'm blessed enough or lucky enough to have somebody I could look at their life and learn from. Like you've been through what most of these people want to be through, and I know you've been through a lot of pain and stuff that people don't understand that's on the other side of what they doing. Exactly. And even my older brother, he definitely lived in the area and was a part of the stuff that these people want to be a part of, but they don't see when you losing your friends and how that makes him. I'm at home with him, so I can see how this is affecting him, and I know whether or not I want to be a part of that, and I don't. So just seeing from losing his people, like I know. Like the hurt and pain from losing your people, you don't want to be a part of that. Like it's not nothing to play with.
That's not a life that most of the people that's in that life, they run it from it, and then you got people that's not from that life running to it. That's kind of like backwards. Moving on into you went from the 9th, you had a girlfriend, then you went to the 10th, you had a upperclassman. So as you get gaining more experience. And so what goes on after that? Do you find a girl that you spend more than a month or two with, or what happens from that point?
Yeah, dealing with women, if you don't, I don't know, because back then, I realized now that back then I wasn't mentally ready to be even taken care of, or, providing the need to the woman that, I don't have enough experience. Because with my ex, the one that we only dated for like 2 months, and she was a grade over me,
Yeah.
I feel like she had things going on that I didn't even understand and know how to help her with, and that's a reason why I guess we stopped dating. But after that, I feel like the next person I started talking to, it was like we grew from being friends, then best friends, and then we started dating. You know, that process was definitely uh, a long journey because we dated for like 4 or 3 years, something like that. So I definitely feel like being in a relationship like that, it's a definitely mature you fast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Definitely, you definitely mature, and you learn from different things, and you grow to appreciate your experiences too. Like you said before, like it wasn't all bad. You learned a lot, and you had a good time on top of that. Now, everything might not have been perfect, but you take the good with the bad, and everything that we do in life is decisions. It's things that we decide to do. No one's forcing us to do different things. So
yeah, definitely. Like, you know, like you said, not everything's good and not everything's bad. You just gotta take the good with the bad.
yeah,
And with that experience, that whole relationship, it was a bunch of up and downs, but that's a part of life.
Yeah.
When you in life, you have up and downs. So you just gotta learn, which I didn't before. You gotta learn from the bads and the
Yeah.
lessons, so you could move on to something greater. So, you know, you might still have bads, but they won't be as bad as this one because you learn and now you're on a different level.
or you
So-
might not go through it as long.
Yeah.
By you having experience, and you learn from that experience, if you find yourself in a similar situation, your reaction is a little different.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, oh, okay, I've been through this, I've seen this before, so now I know how to move. Versus going through it the first time where I didn't have that experience, it's a little different.
Yeah, because I feel like now a lot of dudes, they get in relationships, they mess with girls, and a lot of times the girls end up hurting them. Then it's like, they like, oh, nah, it's F, you know, I'm only messing with like hoes, or, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get in a real relationship because I'm not trying to get hurt again. I feel like people, they too scared to get hurt when you can learn from getting hurt or learn from getting played. But I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, don't try not to mess with somebody that's doing that, but don't just say F the world after that and now
Right.
you just out here messing with anybody.
Did you play sports or anything? What was I know we talked about in the last episode about you playing football when you was younger. What did you do when you was in high school?
Well, quick shout out to my track family because in high school I ran track all the years I could, but you know COVID hit, so that took a year out.
Yeah.
But definitely was one of my favorite because not only do it get you fit, but the competition is also like
Yeah.
it's very fun. Like I used to do the 200, I did the 100 a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I did the 400 one time and 400 was not for me. But then I did long jump, triple jump, and hurdles. That's what I almost forgot. I almost forget about the hurdles. I did 300 hurdles, and
That's different.
that is different.
Yeah.
But that was like one of my main things because we didn't have a lot of people who did hurdles for real. So that was one I had to take for the team and go ahead and do that. And you know, it was crazy. But I went from that in my senior year I did cross country,
Oh, okay.
which is definitely that's a dog sport because you
Yeah.
gotta
You got to have endurance.
yeah.
You got
yeah.
to last. That's not something it takes its time. So
Yeah, a lot of people, when you say something about cross country in high school, they're like, whoa, like they
Yeah.
like cross country is crazy because if you go out there and you try to run a race, you drop down
because it's just you have to prepare yourself for something like that.
Yeah.
That ain't something you just jump into.
definitely also shout out to my cross country family because that's it.
So what drove you to run track other than do anything else? What was
You know, at first it was just because friends was going to do it, and I heard that when you go to meets, you get to go to other schools and ride the bus. I thought that was cool, like a little field trip with the
Yeah.
friends and stuff. But then, what kept me in there was the way I seen it was changing me and my body, and the competition being competitive.
Mhm.
Me and my friend, my best friend used to always be competitive. At first, you know, got to give it to him. He was faster than me,
Yeah.
but it was one point in time where me and him lined up, and we had a 100 meter, and we was both right next to each other. And you know, I said, okay, and I think, my girl at the time was in the stands, so you know that added a boost to all my stats got boosted during that race. So, you know, when I got that video, I think still when the thing got shot. In the video, I told him I'm ahead of him in the video, and I think I'm pretty sure I ended and I beat him in that race. And he just don't want to give me my credit, but you know, it's cool though. But that's definitely one of the reasons why I stayed in track and cross country. Well, if anything, from me saying everything I said and talk about my life, you know, I hope that we start being able to have certain experiences and learning from them instead of just dwelling on them and holding grudges or hurting, and you know, and on top of that, like, I hope the people in high school, they use high school to more, not just to, you know, excel in and get good grades, but y'all should try to use that to figure out who you are and the type of people you actually like hanging around, and don't just hang around people who are using you, because some people will just have you around just because they want to be able to tell you to do this or do that, because you the one who's gonna go, like, you go for certain things.
Yeah.
And I definitely say start talking, start talking more with your family, because there's some people that I know that could really use, you know, talking more with family, or just being more, we need to start letting people know that we still love them and stuff like that, because it's definitely, like you said, people that's out here that you could save just from having a little conversation or hitting them up or just calling them.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something I think that the youth and just maybe people in general should start doing more, is showing the people that we love, that we actually love them. Like even your homie, like, I'm not saying you gotta go buy the dude flowers or something, but you know, just hit him up, see if he's straight, just check on him, you know what I'm saying, on some cool regular stuff. You know, I know that if y'all really cool like that, y'all should already be, you know what I'm saying, talking or whatnot. But you know, just start showing acts of love to the people you do love, so before they go, you know, or if they do go unexpectedly, you know, you're not having no regrets, like, I should have showed, like, I really did love this person, but I don't know if they know that I did, or, you know, things like that. So
Definitely.
yeah, it's getting dangerous out here, so it's definitely a time where you want to start just making sure your people are straight.